What led to my experience of homelessness was mental illness first and foremost. I quit taking my meds, started just doing drugs and drinking more and more, and it got out of control. I was in and out of jail. It was just, nothing was changing. It was always the same: drugs, drinking, jail, sexual assaults, more than you know. But it's part of the drugs lifestyle and being homeless and being female, and you know. But you accept it, and I'm bipolar ADHD, so I need a mood stabilizer first and foremost. I took it to the extreme of aggressive. And when I was on the streets, I was very aggressive towards people because I had been robbed or beaten or assaulted sexually so many times that I learned that if you're loud, you can keep them away. You can keep people away. The louder you are, the crazier you come off when you first meet someone, the safer you're going to be in the end, because they're not going to want to mess with you because you're too loud. It don't matter, what you have or how pretty you are, you're too loud, and that's a nobody wants to be around someone screaming when you're out in public. It don't matter what time of day it is. If you're loud, it's dangerous. So I was just that loud, crazy white girl, Over 5 years, maybe 4 or 5 years, on and off. But there's 2.5, 3 years where it was like it was consecutive. I would hotels sometimes, or cars, people's backyards, couches, but yeah. What was it like for me experiencing homelessness? It sucked. I had a drug problem though, and I had resigned to be who I was. You get to a point in not only addiction but mental illness and just in general, just the way the world starts to see you. You resign to be this person, even if you don't want to be. And I didn't like that person. I didn't like who I was. I didn't like how people saw me. I didn't like the people I was surrounded by. But I didn't know, what else. I mean, you don't see a change. You don't see there being any kind of hope to be any different than who you are and who, the world sees you as. And it sucks. It really sucks. The turning point was I was staying at a shelter and in Laguna Beach, and I didn't get in that night, so I decided to stay out in the parking lot in a tent, which they tell you there, don't do it. It's dangerous to stay in tents. OC Mental Health, one of the OC Mental Health workers that works with the shelter, came out and talked to me, and that's when things started to change. That's when my life started to change for the better. Well, I was staying in a shelter before here. I went from the shelter in Laguna. The way it works is there's 2 shelters. There's an emergency and there's a more long-term, but it's trying to help you get housed. So it's still a shelter. It's a safer place where I was, you know, at that shelter. It took about a month and a half, but that OC mental health worker got me into that shelter to help me stay away from drugs. And I wanted to quit, and I had gone 20 days without shooting meth, but I had still been drinking. And so when they told me I could go to that shelter, that was the last time I did anything. And I'm proud to say that I'm still sober. And I think almost, maybe it's 580. I'd have to look. On August 3rd, it was 570.
So you've been sober for almost 600 days.
Almost 600 days. I know. I can't believe it. Like, sometimes, like it's still, I haven't been sober longer than I was using and drinking, but, like, since I was a teenager, this is the longest I've been sober. And, it's hard to believe for me, because I'm a different person. I mean, I know I am. My parents and we stopped having a relationship a long time ago. And in the past year and a half, since I stopped talking to them. I didn't, till I got the apartment with Pathways of Hope, I didn't start trying to talk with them really again. And they've come and visited me 3 times and taken me on a trip. And we have this great relationship. We talk every day. Me and my dad is mostly about politics, but at least we're talking every day about something. So it's just nice to have this life that doesn't involve drugs or abuse or fear or pain anymore. So I had 3, I think, applications actually in to get me housed, and Pathways, that's how Pathways of Hope was able to pick me up from that, I think, is how it worked. So, and then from there I got an apartment, and it was hard the first couple months because I'd never, to go from being homeless to having nothing, to having this whole apartment. I didn't even know how to decorate. I didn't even know how to keep anything clean. There's still things I'm learning how to do, like organize my closet. I finally got into a healthy relationship, and they've taught me how to do things like organize my kitchen better. Pathways of Hope has made it possible for me to stay sober and to have this life that I have. I never thought I'd have. I just got a job working with the shelter down in Laguna Beach that helped me. And I wouldn't be able to do that if it weren't for Pathways of Hope. I'm so grateful every day for, you just don't know. None of y'all know just how thankful I am.